Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Cara, que doideira. E deu um tempo certinho pra fechar um vídeo ainda. Infelizmente, eu não vou deixar a música final, tá, gente? Eu dei uma pesquisada pra ter certeza. E a música de final de episódio é licenciada. Então eu não posso mostrar no YouTube. Senão o YouTube pode derrubar o vídeo. Acho que pode até dar strike, dependendo, né? Então, infelizmente, gente, eu não vou poder deixar as músicas de final. Eu vou ver o que eu consigo substituir ali. Final de episódio eu não vou poder mostrar as músicas, não.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Caraca, velho. Ok, o mistério ficou mais interessante. A ilha não existe. A ilha simplesmente não existe. E realmente, cara, tudo que ele escreveu se tornou verdade.
Finish those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Ela que tirou as fotos do livro dele. Isso era na época que ele estava escrevendo ainda. Return to Sender. What I can't forget. Alex Casey. Pode ser que os outros livros dele também se tornem realidade, né? Ele tá escrevendo para tentar resgatar a esposa dele. Aí pode ser que os outros livros dele também se tornem realidade. Mas todos os livros dele são igual, mano. Umas armas de ouro. Não sei se é referência a alguma coisa. Se for, eu não notei, sinto muito. Sou muito ruim de pegar referência. Dá uma olhada por aqui. Eu não parei pra ler todos os livros não, senão vou ficar ali parado dentro do livro, né, gente? Vocês querem que eu jogue. Vamos lá.
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Ok, negócio de 3 dias já. Estados Unidos neva pra caramba. Inverno. Aqui eu já olhei tudo. Deixa eu interagir com as minhas fotos lá.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head. I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
E a mulher tá buzinando por ele lá logo. Mano, os personagens não deixam você... Nossa, é muito chato esses jogos que, tipo, você quer explorar, aí fica o personagem falando: eu acho que você devia ir logo para o lugar que eu estou querendo que você vá. Vai logo, você não sabe onde ir, deixa eu te explicar pra onde você vai. Ok, tem uns cartazes procurados aqui. O gatinho, mano, o gatinho desapareceu, velho. Ah não, tadinho do gatinho. Achar o gatinho. Você viu esse homem desaparecido desde 20/6/2007? Não sei em qual ordem tá, mas imagino que seja isso. Características identificáveis. Onde vencer competições. Nossa. Tá, se eu ver uma competição, eu vou ver se ele tá lá. Desaparecidos. Richard Bowl, Bruce Dunsky, Jacob Miller. Acampando, não voltaram, nenhum contato. Se tiver visto um deles e souber seus paradeiros, ligue para 555-9932. Obrigado. Tem um... Ah, tá, é o mesmo. Eu não conseguia ver direito o rosto dos caras que eu atirei. Será que são eles?
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Ah, meu celular. Obrigado.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Eita. Tá, pera aí. Deixa eu garantir que tá gravando certinho aqui. Ok, então ela foi sequestrada? Eu tô confuso agora.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I needed to
Tem uma página ali.
in here.
Não tem nada.
Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't.
Não, imagina.
I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen. You gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something people would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Esse cara não tá bêbado não, ele tá drogado mesmo. Aí é o que? Acende as luzes pra ele.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Ele iria ao único lugar onde ela ter a lanterna?
I told him, oh yeah, well, I don't hear.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, "Go through the fence on the left."
Mais rádiozinho aqui.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party. and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Até o momento os jornais... Ah não, o primeiro foi útil, né? O primeiro realmente foi uma informação interessante. Tipo, aparentemente não é só o Alan que tá ouvindo coisa não. Eu faço música desse jogo, né? Agora que eu descobri que esse jogo tem sim música licenciada, vai ser difícil. Luz. Mais uma página.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Ok, então eu vou encontrar os sequestradores.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
As coisas estão ficando muito doidas. E aí, man? Tá bem aí?
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Não, tinha uma página ali.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh!
Hey!
Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow, I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Ok, tá gravando normal. Tá. Caraca, essa história tá muito doida. Caraca, esse tinha um mamute. Fóssil de um mamute colombiano. Mamutus columbi. Essa espécime de idade estimada de 14 mil anos foi encontrada no rochedo do poço de Fiche de la Bière, Fiche de la Bière, em 1981. Os fósseis foram dados ao Parque Nacional Elderwood em 1998, quando o mamute colombiano se tornou o símbolo do estado de Washington. Eu não sei falar, perdão. Batizado de Charlie Dentuço. O animal se tornou o mascote oficial do parque. Okay? Oi, Charlie. Tudo bom com você?
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
All right, wait here.
Mano, eu acho que eu perdi 2 páginas já, cara. Que eu acho que aquela página do flashback que eu também não li, eu acho que era uma das páginas que tinha que encontrar também, cara. Tem que prestar atenção nisso aí, mano. É bem fácil perder essas páginas até.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky. Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Aonde ele falou que tá as coisas?
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing... Listen, You hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Sei lá, mano. Não sei. Queria ajudar o cachorrinho, mas eu não sei onde fica as coisas. Não entendi direito no diálogo. Era o formulário para os... Era o formulário que ele tinha pedido? Achei que era para ajudar o cachorrinho, pô. Ok, era o formulário, então. Eu que entendi errado. Eu entendi que era pra pegar alguma coisa pra ajudar o cachorro, não era pra pegar o formulário pra entregar pra ele.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Tá bom, eu que entendi tudo errado.
Just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Okay.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Ok, então o Barry vai ser o... Eu não sei se ele vai ser nosso companheiro tempo, ou se eu for só ser amigo dele, ele vai estar aqui só no início e depois ele vai sumir e eu vou ficar sozinho de novo. É mais provável, na verdade.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Okay.
You want to know where you can shove that flashlight?
Lock the door when I leave.
Yeah, you go ahead and do what you have to do. I'll be fine. Alone, but fine. In a cabin straight from a horror movie.
Eu acho que não vai... Assim, eu tô curioso com a história, mas eu não acho que, tipo, é tudo um sonho. Eu não acho que vai ser esse final, não. Acho que vai ter alguma coisa assim.
Real funny, Al. Real funny. Ha! Thank you. I'll just sit here in the dark till you come back. Or until I get eaten by a grue.
Ok. Mais uma garrafa de café aqui. Garrafa de café, você pode falando já. Cadeira de plástico. E o fosso. Cara, eu não tô ligando muito para as garrafas de café não, cara. Eu queria as páginas. Falando em página, tem mais uma aqui.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Caraca. E o carro aqui.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Dá pra ir de carro?
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. It wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
É, tô com só... Ah, eu perdi minhas baterias também, tô com só 7 agora. Sacanagem isso aí, jogo. Me dediquei muito pra juntar todas aquelas baterias. Eu fiquei mirando a lanterna, um monte de árvore, e elas me guiaram pra onde estavam as baterias. Cara, eu, tipo... eu... Não sei se comentei sobre isso. Mas as coisas que ele tá escrevendo estão se realizando mesmo, mano. Doideira isso. Munição de revólver, só que eu não tenho revólver. Eita. O cara passando.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage.
Oh,
No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm gonna check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
Aí eu não consegui prestar atenção direito no diálogo. Tô meio perdido. tem arma, velho. Aqui. Ah não, pera, eu tô com o revólver sim. Poxa. Nada, tô com o revólver. Não, corvinhos. Casa abandonada. Outro programa bizarro? Vai. Eita.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Não entendi nada. Nossa, não entendi nada. Entendi que o cara era doido. O cara deixou o próprio filho traumatizado.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Tudo aconteceu exatamente como estava escrito na página. Caralho. O Rush era o cara que tava cuidando do cachorrinho, velho. Até mencionando o cachorrinho. Nossa, cara. Véi, o que tá acontecendo, mano?
The vision left me weak. This was no heading. Damn.
Rusty, hang on!
Oh God!
I'm coming!
Please, help me! Anybody? Help me! Help me!
Caraca.
Anyone! Please, help! Back here. Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Cara. Mas.
Good boy.
Tadinho. Qual é o nome dele mesmo? Esqueci o nome dele. Tá aqui o nome dele? Eita. Nossa, parece que foi uma ótima pessoa essa. Ah, a chavezinha ali embaixo. Canto superior direito.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Cara, isso tá muito doido, velho. Mano, as páginas estão tipo dando spoiler do que vai acontecer na história, mano. Que loucura.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Tá, eu acho que tipo... Na verdade, eu acho que não foi exatamente ele quem escreveu. Eu acho que como se alguém tivesse feito ele escrever, sabe? Como se alguém tivesse controlado ele para escrever. Agora que eu vi que ali embaixo da descriçãozinha. Ah, essas páginas eu só encontro se eu jogar no modo pesadelo, que eu só libero depois de zerar o jogo uma vez. Tá, então não tem como eu conseguir elas agora. Então se eu não encontrar essas páginas, não tem problema. Porque eu só posso encontrar no modo pesadelo. Ok.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Vocês mataram o Rush, seus malditos! Acabou. Não, Rusty!
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Max também.
Please don't feed the animals.
Fishing is only for those fishers who purchase a park license.
Ele virou um dos bichos.
Sorry, from the park. You made.
Droga! Caraca, velho, o Rust virou um bicho, mano. Igual o cara que ele atropelou no sonho. Bom, então... Vai jogar nada em mim não, pai. Então, tipo, quando morre, você vira uma dos bichos. Porra, coitado do Rust, velho. O que aconteceu com o Max, mano? O que aconteceu com o Doguinho, mano? Se aconteceu alguma coisa com esse Doguinho, eu vou ser uma bosta. Eu não gosto desse coelho. Eu não vou aceitar. Celular tocando. Ótimo hora.
What the hell was that? I saw it from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
É basicamente o medo de escuro se tornando algo físico, mano. Doideira.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Caraca, mano, ainda vai mostrar os pensamentos finais dos personagens que morrerem, mano. Que tristeza demais. Tô cheio. É claro que eu tô cheio. Acabei de pegar um monte lá na caixa.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Ah, mas tem uma seta aqui. Peraí. Ah, tá aberto. Tá, é por aqui ainda. Não era só pra pegar item não, velho. Beleza. Escopeta. Finalizador. Ok. Nossa, foi meio longo pra pegar esse item, cara. Não sei.